Hi, my name is Kimi Kinsey, and today I'm here to talk to you about Dubsado, the client onboarding system that I use for my business. I'm going to walk you through some of my favorite features and basically show you how I use Dubsado to make things a lot easier for me and save me tons of time. This is the Dubsado dashboard. This is what you're going to see when you first log in. You can see that I have a selection of dates here that shows me what I have coming up this week. It shows me anything that I've written on my to-do list, any unread alerts that I have. Usually this can be in the form of a response to an email that I have going between a client and myself, or even a new job lead. And it shows my current income for the month, my projected, and my grand total. Here on the left-hand side, you see I've got a lot of little things here that I can choose from. I can check out my job leads, look at any jobs that I have running, look at my bookkeeping, check out my calendar, look at my forms list, view any tasks that I've set up for myself. There's an address book, a time tracker, and I can view any templates or create templates for any jobs that I need done, such as if I need a new contract or if I need new, like a questionnaire form, things like that. So the first thing I really want to talk to you guys about, I'm going to first show you what it looks like when there's a job. It's kind of confusing because there's a lot going on, but just hang in there with me. So I'm going to go to my job section. You can see here some of the jobs that I have running, and I'm going to show you an example job that I've made. So when you click on it, you will see everything that you need to know about that particular job. So we've got the name here. It says Kimi's test job. I can set a date for when that starts and ends. I can set a contract, so I can open it, edit it, send it, whatever I need to do. I can change any of the client information here by going in, putting in their name, last name. I can even go as far as putting in a picture of them, their websites, alternate forms of contact. This is fantastic for when you're like me and sometimes you have to work with a client who's actually managing someone else's work. So it's great for white labeling because there's an alternate form of contact. Any other information you need, like their company, their shipping address, everything can go here about your clients. My favorite thing, and we'll get to more of this in a little bit, is the client portal. It's basically a way for your clients to log in and see everything about their project all in one place. So Dubsado keeps track of everything for you. So when they log in, they'll see their contracts, their invoice, any subcontracts, any forms that you've sent them to fill out, any emails that have been sent between you. They will see all of that in one place. It's really easy, and it keeps my clients organized without me having to constantly resend them things. I can always just send them straight to the client portal and tell them that's where it's at. So first thing I'm going to talk about are contracts. So as you can see here, I've got a contract attached to here. But what if I need a new contract? So we'll come down here to forms. And here you can see all of the forms that I have created for my account. I've got different contracts for different types of work that I do, different sub-agreements, different questionnaires, a proposal, and lead captures. So first let's talk about contracts. I'm going to come in here and we'll look at my contract for graphic design. As you can see here, I've got this whole contract here. And this is what it looks like. But if I want to edit this, Dubsado's got this really nice drag and drop feature. So all of this here is basically kind of like a little widget. So everything in here, all I have to do is click on it and I can edit it. These little highlighted blue sections, this is where things save me so much time. So here I've got these little coded areas. This actually means that Dubsado is pulling this information specifically from my client information and any other information related to the job. So for example, it's pulling what the date is, so it'll pull today's date. It'll pull the client and the company name. It'll pull the client contact, and it will pull the project fee agreed to straight from the invoice. So basically, every time I send a contract to someone, I don't have to worry about inputting all of that. The contract will auto-populate based on all the other information that I've given it. And I'll show you a little bit more about how I do that with invoicing later. So as you can see, I can come through here. I can write the entire contract out. They've got a really nice way for you to edit things. Everything that you could possibly need for formatting is all in here. It's all inclusive. You've got everything here on the side that you could possibly ever need. I can create columns. I can put images. I can put yes or no questions. Anything. I mean, the sky's practically the limit here. When you scroll down here to the bottom, it gives them a place for the client to sign. And it also gives me a place to sign. That's really important. And these are all completely legally binding electronic signature contracts. So the other thing that we need to talk about, let's see, I'm just going to save and close that. Let's talk about lead captures. So I like to use Dubsado start to finish. I feel like it makes things a lot easier for me to just keep everything in one place, and that's really what I love so much about Dubsado is I can log in and see everything I could possibly ever need to know. And everything that happens between me and a client is all going to be in one place. I don't have to chase around emails. I don't have to try to figure out where I've put things or go digging around for information. It's all going to be in one place. So let's look at one of my lead captures here. We'll just click on Ready to Book a Service. So when a client comes to my website, they will actually find an embedded form, and this is what it looks like. I've made this form to make it so that they can actually give me all of this information before I ever talk to them. This makes it really easy for me to weed out people who maybe aren't the best fit for my business or maybe aren't really looking for what it is that I offer. So click Edit. And again, you're going to see all the drop-down features. All of these are columns, so you can make things look really nice. You can make ticker boxes, make it so that people can type in little bits of information. Simple, really easy to do, and it always looks really nice. Another thing that I have here are sub-agreements. I use these as a graphic designer to give a proof to my clients. So I'll send someone, I'll just click here and kind of show you. I'll send someone what I call an early stage sample proof. So say I'm working on a logo. That's pretty much what this one's for. When they get this, they'll see there are several options here for logos to choose from. I'll give some project details, some information about what it is that I did for them, usually some information behind my design choices. I'll ask them what logo concept they love the most, which one they like the least. They have an opportunity to give me feedback about any of the designs that I've made. And my favorite part here is that I actually ask them to agree to the revisions. This has saved me so much in my business because every step of the way, I have my clients sign off saying, yes, this is the feedback that I'm providing you. These are the changes that I want you to use going forward into the next stage. This way, if a client changes their mind, they've already agreed that any changes outside of this stage could possibly pull back, make me pull back and have to go back and do more work. It'll push the projected completion date out, and it might even incur some added fees. So they actually agree to that here every time, every step of the way. And it's really saved me from having to deal with clients who say, oh, I didn't know that, or I didn't know that this was the revision, or I didn't know that this might, cost me more money if I keep changing my mind. It's really helped me get clients who have been more respectful of my time. So as you can see here, again, you can come through here, same drag and drop features. You can put in different columns, again with the revision agreement signing, and again it's an electronic signature. It is legally binding. And the last thing would be the proposals. I don't use the proposals super often. It just doesn't work with my particular workflow, but I've seen some absolutely gorgeous proposals out there. But I'm going to show you the one that I created for Pinterest management just to give you an idea of what it's for. So I use mine as a way to show people the kind of work that I do for Pinterest management and the kind of growth that they can expect. I give them here a couple of examples of clients that I've worked with and the sort of growth that they've gotten, maybe any of the viral pins that they've experienced while I've been working for them. I show them my services. They can actually click and select these services, and that actually sends that to you. And that's a really neat thing about proposals is clients can actually click here, select what they want, and it all adds itself up and gives that information to you. I've seen a lot of people in photography do this, and I think it's really neat because they can set up different package options. So, for example, if you are selling some sort of baby, like newborn photography, and you've got different package options for different amounts of time, a different amount of pictures to be given, you can actually set that all up and people can select it ahead of time and you can charge them correctly based on what it is that they want. I show other types of maintenance options, same thing. I give them a place to ask any questions, and that's it. I mean, it's really easy and it's clean. That's what I really like about it the most. It's clean and it's easy to use. Again, you can go in, edit it. It's all really simple. You can add image blocks, columns, everything you could possibly ever need is all in one spot. So the next thing I want to show you, we're going to go back into my jobs here and go back to my test job. I want to show you how emails work. This is somewhat new. It's called Conversations, and it's basically a way by which when you email someone that you have an open job with or is a lead, when you email them, it will actually kind of create almost a instant messenger type system here. So every time you email them, you see all of the information here, and they can too. So it's sort of a back and forth, and you can just email back and forth right here. So here's another test email. Just kind of, just back and forth. It's really easy. You can set it up through either Gmail or through Google Suite, and I think there's actually other ones you can use it with as well. Forms. I can see all of the forms that I have sent a client here within, like this is my end of things. They of course would see a slightly different view for the client portal, but this is what that looks like on my end. I can see, that I've sent someone a questionnaire, any sub-agreements I've sent them, the proposal, and when something's been viewed, it actually marks it here in the corner. If they've completed the proposal, it'll be here in the corner. Invoices. So the invoice system for Dubsado is really neat because you can use it with different payment gateways. I personally use Square. I know I've talked to you guys about Square a few times. You can also use PayPal or Stripe. And again, I prefer Square. I think it's, for my type of business in particular, I think it offers more protection to me as a service seller. But you can use different options. But anyway, invoices. You can actually put in different items here. You can set an invoice date. You can put in what the invoice item is, a description, how many you're selling of it, put in the price, tax if that's even applicable, and you can even choose a category. I've got a few down here that I've put in, such as my business card services, graphic design in general, Pinterest management, and it's really nice for me at the end of the year because it actually shows me what service I sold more of. That's what I actually really like about that. I think it's a pretty cool feature that they put in. Cancel. You can do a payment schedule. So, for example, if you want them to pay half up front and that it's due today, you can tell it fixed. You can tell it the exact date that you want it to be. You can type in that you want them to do a percentage, say that you want them to do 50% now, apply, and automatically it says, okay, well, it's overdue because this time is past, and it's the amount of $100, and that's how much it is for 50% of the invoice. Anytime I, of course, go in there and edit it, I can do relative. I can tell it that I want it to do however many days, weeks, or months, before a job, after invoice, after contract. I mean, the sky's the limit, you guys. You can do whatever you want. So another thing that we can do is recurring invoices. Some of us, like myself, might do monthly maintenance that's ongoing. So what you can do is you can go in here and tell it to send a new invoice every whatever you want. So if I wanted to do once a month or even once a week or once a year, I can tell it when to start. I can tell it when to stop sending these. I can create the invoice for it, tell it what the payment schedule is, and then start the recurrence. So basically every month I can tell it, send this person a new invoice, and depending on what system, what payment gateway you use, it will actually auto deduct money from people. I believe you need to use either PayPal or Stripe for this. I'll have to double check and ask for you guys. But if you use Square, it won't auto take money. Another thing, let's see, we've got invoice options that I can override. I can go through here, add expenses. So if I go and I do some work for a client and there's some sort of money that I've paid out to do something, I can add the expense in if I need to. Let's see, workflow. You can create different workflows for each job. What that means is, say someone sends me a form. Let's say they've completed the contract. They've signed the contract. So what if I want them to, let's see here. I get my Pinterest account set up. Okay. So let's say that they've signed the contract. So you see here, I've got the Pinterest account set up. It'll send an email after they've paid me. So they'll sign the contract and then they'll pay the invoice. They'll get an email from me telling them that I've received their payment. I don't have to be at my desk to do that. It does it automatically. I don't have to worry about it. And then they've gotten communication. They know I've received their money. One day after they've paid that invoice, they'll get another email from me. This time it'll have a form, and it's a form for them to fill out about Pinterest setup information. So that's another really cool thing that you can do. Of course, there's tasks. You can add different tasks here per job. You can put in notes, whatever you need. So this is what everything looks like for jobs from your perspective. The client, however, that's not what I want. Portal. Let's go view the portal, and I'll show you what this looks like from their end. So basically they can log in. Usually they'll put in either their password if you want to make one, or they just put in their username, which is usually their email address. So this is what the client portal looks like. You can actually change what this looks like. And I really love that about Dubsado because they've done such an excellent job of making it so that your branding is what stands out. As you can see, there's no Dubsado branding anywhere on this page. It's all my branding. So this is what the client portal looks like from their perspective. You can put your own symbol here. You can change what this says from my client portal to something else. When your client comes in here, they can see all of the documents related to their project, everything from their invoices, any documents that they have from me, such as contracts or forms. If they've got more than one project, they can come in here and select a different job. They can see all of the emails that we've sent back and forth right here. Don't ever have to worry about whether or not they have received something. There's no excuse. It's all right here. And then they can view their own profile here and put in any information that they need to give you. So that's it for Client Portal. Really easy, really clean, very simple to use. So back here with the rest of Dubsado, I want to talk to you a little bit about the templates. I've already kind of shown you how to make them and how you make them, but I really want to touch on the template library real quick. This is really neat because I know a lot of you don't have a contract or you're wondering what on earth would I ever put into any of this. This whole section here gives you different contracts you can use, different questionnaire ideas. Let's see. There's some for, let's see what all we've got here. There's for doulas, for florists, for wedding officiants, social media, virtual assistants, coaching, calligraphy, wedding cake baker, bakers, photo booth, makeup artist. I mean, it just keeps going. Almost anybody can use this system. As long as you are in some sort of service-based industry, whether that's selling a tangible product, selling a service, customer service. I mean, almost anybody can use this, especially like the lead capture and the contract portions. To me, that's for everyone. Next thing I want to talk to you about, let's talk a little bit about canned emails. This is what's going to save you so much time. So I have different responses here to different things. So when someone emails me, or if I want to email them something quick, I've got these canned emails here that take care of that for me. So again, we'll talk about that payment received one again. Let's click on that. This is what that looks like. It says thank you, and then it will say the client's name. It has a first name. I received your payment and your project scheduled to begin on this date. I'll follow up with you soon, blah, blah, blah. Template signature. That's it. Like, I don't have to do anything else. It automatically will populate all of this information for me. I don't have to ever come in and copy and paste this. I don't ever have to write another email. I mean, think about how many times you email someone stuff like this, and it takes so much time. Like a good, what would this take you? Another 5 minutes of your time? You don't need that. Another really nice thing is, let's see, when I'm finished with a client, I can actually send a quick canned email with a testimonial request. I can attach the testimonial form to their job and then send this and ask them, I'm writing to you because we've previously worked together. If you have a few minutes, can you fill out the form linked below? Right here where it says form link, it's going to have a little button, and it will actually show them the button that they can click on to go to that form. They can fill out the form, and it'll show up here in my inbox. And really simple, really easy. I don't have to worry about typing this out every time I have a client or finish with a client. All I have to do is select that from a drop-down box. So for example, we'll go back to jobs, and we'll go back to me, and we'll act like we're sending an email. You see you've got select canned email here. All I have to do is do a different response. So for example, again, payment received, boom, it's done. It pre-populates everything for me. If I'm asking for a testimonial request, okay, I don't have the form linked to it right now, but you get the idea. It's going to put in all that information for me. If I have completed their job proof, it's there, and it'll give a button for it. I mean, sky's the limit. It'll even like pre-populate your subject here so that people know what it is that they're getting. Really easy. Again, so simple, saves me so much time. That's the majority of what I use Dubsado for. There's so much more to it. I don't really use the time tracker because I don't track my time with my clients. My work is purely project based. It's not based on hourly or anything like that. but that's the thing that you can use it for. Bookkeeping, I don't use it super for bookkeeping. I do have it actually attached to QuickBooks, which is an integration that Dubsado set up, but I don't really ever look at it because I'm a terrible bookkeeper, but that is something that you can do. You can look at all of your leads all in one place, your dress book all in one place. Sorry, I'm not clicking around at some of this because it's kind of private. I don't really want to show you all of my clients here because that's not very nice. Your form list. This is basically a list of every form that you've sent. I don't ever use this. I prefer to look at things on a job-to-job basis, but if you ever needed to look through all your forms that you have sent someone, you can do it there. You can, let's see, up here in the right-hand corner, this is where you can change your brand settings. So we'll click on that so I can kind of show you what you can do with that. You can upload the logo. That'll appear here in the upper right-hand corner. It'll also show up on the client portal. You can set whatever color you want the form and link buttons to be. Here's the portal link. I like this because I can actually use this as a link. So if I want to link this specifically on my website, I can do that there. When I create portals, it's also, there's a, what do you call it? There's like an embed code. You can do that too. Here's the portal colors that I've set up. Like I showed you, the portal welcome message, the portal logo. Here's the portal embed code. And there's all kinds of stuff up here. Users. So the first 3 users are $0 a month. It's nothing extra. But if you want to add additional users to your account, say you're working as a team, you can do that. And this tells you how much. Teams, this shows you the teams that you have working with you. International settings, this is so that you can actually do a different currency if you live somewhere else. Receive money, this is how you want to receive money. Again, I use Square. You do have the option of connecting to PayPal or Stripe. You can also select whether or not you will allow for accepting gratuity. That's fairly new as well. I've got it selected as sure, I'll take tips. Again, QuickBooks, that's an integration you can use. Emails. This is basically, again, so that you can use Dubsado conversation. So anytime someone emails you, it will go to your email, mind you, but it will also go back and forth within Dubsado. I'm connected through Google Suite, but you can also just use Gmail if you want, and you can also use a non-Gmail account as well. And API keys, I'm not really sure, to be perfectly honest, but it's there. And that's pretty much it, you guys. I mean, there's so much that you can do with this. You can literally take your clients from start to finish. I don't think I could run my business without it. Like, I can't believe I ever did this with just trying to keep track on paper or keep track in my emails, or, I mean, I still use a planner, but I don't think that was cutting it for my business. So if any of this sounds like it might even slightly be good for you, check it out because it's worth it. It's free to use to start. You get 3 clients slots. So say you decide that you want to try it today, and you can try it indefinitely. Like, that trial will never end until you've finished up using 3 clients. So once you create 3 jobs, that's it. You can't use it for free anymore. But otherwise, you've got all the time in the world to set it up. You've got all the time in the world to poke around, kind of figure out how it's going to work. You can do as I did and set yourself up as a client and figure out your workflow and how it's going to work for you. You can set it up where a friend is a client and kind of go back and forth with them and figure it out. But yeah, that's pretty much Dubsado. If you have questions, let me know. Don't forget that there is that sale coming up for Black Friday. If you use my link, I'm not sure if you'll get the 20% off or not. I'm not sure if you'll get that on top of the promotion, but I do have a code for 20% off. It gets you that for either your first month or your first year, depending on if you pay monthly or if you decide to pay annually. There is also the Forever Plan option that is only being made available for 1 hour on tomorrow, Tuesday. So if that sounds like something you might be interested in, check that out. I believe it's $800. Basically, that's it. You never have to pay for Dubsado again. The majority of the features that they will add will be yours forever. There's a few features that they might add that would be extra, but the core of Dubsado, which is everything you've already seen here, that's all included. That's it. So let me know if you have any questions, guys. I hope this is really helpful for you. Bye!